Well, g'day, and welcome back again to Jiangmen. And today we are going to have a look in a museum. But just before we go, these buildings behind us, these look really good. They are part of Wanda Plaza, which is a shopping centre company. I've got one of those. It's a big shopping centre out in Dinghu. Is the same one, but we're out in this little complex area, so we'll give you a look around here. So over this side we have a cultural centre. Down the back here we have a art gallery, and then over here is the Museum for Overseas Chinese. So we're going to go and have a look in here. That's the main one we're here to look at, is the museum in here. I'm not sure if the ladies are here yet, but yeah, we're going to go and check this place out, and then afterwards we might go for a little walk through the grounds here. Looks like there might be a bit of interesting stuff to go and have a look at, so we'll go and check things out. Really nice big gate over this end. So yeah, once we're done, we'll go and do the museum first, then we'll go and have a look through some of the grounds here and check the place out. But we're going to have to turn off for a minute while we get inside, because we are going to have to do the passport and stuff, show ID to get in, much like the museum that we just saw the other day back in Jiangmen. So stick with us. Once we get inside, we'll be back with you and we'll give you a look at what they've got in here. I've got no idea what to expect, but I'm sure we'll find some cool stuff. Don't go anywhere. Okay, we're inside now. Have a look at this huge big wall here. This is just astounding. Absolutely amazing. And then I'm not sure which way we're actually looking at going. We've got upstairs, it looks like we've got entrance of exhibition hall. What have we got up the stairs here? To third floor. Rooted in the hometown of... Okay, well, I guess we'll go up this way to start with. We'll start at the top and work our way down. Hey, she is really, really warm out there. We just got back over the river, had a quick drink, and got a DD car here. It's too hot to be walking out there. But yeah, very, very warm outside. Okay, so I don't know how much English we're going to have around here as we wander around. So, Jiangmen Technician College. Oh wow, so this is all sort of art and sculpture stuff. Wow, look at these. Wow, that is just gorgeous. And then a neck piece here. All sorts of jewellery. Really, really nice. And then we've got a heap of information about, I'm guessing how they make, oh, this is how they make the fans, I think. Look at this blue one down here. Try and get a better view with that glass reflecting. That's some really, really nice stuff. Oh, here's the bridge. I think this will be a model of the bridge that we just walked over. It is. There's the map of it back here. So we'll have the kids' playground area down here and the bridge going across. I think that's where we've just been. Pretty sure. And in here we have a looks like a little reading area for the kids. So we won't go in there. They're all reading away. We don't want to go making noise and interrupting them. All right, what have we got in here? Have a video playing. And then so here's some old bits of pottery and stuff. So 1250, 1192, 1148, 1046, 1046. Isn't that a fairly important year? Wasn't there some big battle or something to do with England? 1046, that seems to ring a bell for some reason. So lots of old artifacts. We've got a year for this? No, there's no year on there. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got in here? Oh, not much. We've got a video playing. That's about all. Okay, I'm not sure what this means, but it must correspond with what we've got up on the roof here. But I'm not sure what any of that is meaning. Okay. So a lot more old books and the like. So what have we got? 1970, 2008. Okay, so more recent. And then back to the 1200s, 1100s. It's a shame there doesn't appear to be anything here in English giving us any indication of what this stuff is for me. Also here we've also got a lot of pictures of the archaeologists. So this is going back. This looks really, really old. Maybe 1919, we've got date 1936. I was going to say 1940s, 1950s, but 40s would have probably been wrong time. The Japanese would have been interrupting everything then. So here we have, must be some kind of archaeologist or some kind of scientist here, 1904 to 1954. So he died fairly young, only 50. Got more through this way? No, that's just emergency exits. I imagine this would be something for grinding up rice or flour or something along those lines. I imagine, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Okay, wandering around this way. Everyone seems to be going the other way. Okay, what do we got down here? Shopping area. Shopping area. Well, we'll go and have a look. A couple of massage chairs sat there. Go and chill out. And here's this entrance hall that we started in. That wall's beautiful. They have done a very, very nice job in here. It does look really nice. I don't know how old the museum is. But yes, a museum for overseas Chinese. So as we said, I don't even remember when, one of the videos yesterday, Jiangmen was one of those places where a lot of Chinese that travelled overseas back in the 1800s, early 1900s, came from this region. So very, very big overseas population from here. Apparently something like 5 million people can trace their ancestry. You know, overseas Chinese can trace their ancestry back here to Jiangmen. Wow, look at these. So this is our gift shop. Look at these pieces here. Wow, that's really nice. And then all sorts of things. You can come, little 3D puzzles. Little gate you can build. Wow, they're really nice. 3D, okay, they're wooden, not cardboard or anything like that. Really, really nice. It's a well-stocked little gift shop. And we've got a little theatre room in here. So no doubt these are all notable people from the region. Well, I imagine from the region, but maybe from further afield. We do have some English language stuff in here. That's a extraordinary mural. And then down the bottom, boats and the like. Okay, so who we got here? Building a national platform for innovation and entrepreneurship of overseas Chinese and enhancing the scientific and technological innovation and economic and trade cooperation function of overseas Chinese. So yeah, if you get Chinese people going overseas, it is helping out. Also, we've got legal services for overseas Chinese. So yeah, as people travel overseas, keeping them in touch so that the nation as a whole can benefit. China Railway High Speed, made in Jiangmen. Oh, they make these here. Oh wow. Oh, we'll have to try and find out where they do that. Guangdong Special Vehicle Manufacturing Company, one of the key enterprises in safety emergency industry. So ambulances, fire engines and the like. So it's about a strategic emergency. So lots and lots of really cool industry here. Semiconductors. Jointly building Guangdong double carbon laboratory with Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. So yeah, plenty of stuff going here. Detector at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Neutrino Experiment Center, completed 2024. That's a pretty cool looking piece of equipment. Oh, and then have a look at this this motorbike down here. That is very, very cool. Oh, and look at this. The front of this, that's gorgeous. Wow. So we have here, custom designed by Mr. Ken Khan. The creation of this chopper involves over 50 craftsmen from Beijing and more than 3 months in the making. The overall length is 3 meters, weighs over 400 kilograms. The chopper utilizes an all Harley-Davidson engine and drivetrain and such components as the wheels, rims and grips. All the other parts and accessories were designed and crafted in Beijing. The Chinese red color complements the 8 Chinese elements and themes selected to be included in this chopper bike. Wow, so all based on Harley-Davidson. So I wonder then, I thought it was just a model, but maybe the thing actually runs. No, I can't see chains going to the back wheels or anything. So it is just a model. But that's really, really nice. Since the reform and opening up, Guangdong Provincial Party Committee and government has attached great importance to the overseas Chinese affairs and pushed the overseas Chinese affairs to a new level. The vast majority of overseas Chinese carry forward the fine tradition of loving and benefiting their motherland and hometown. They return to their hometown, invest and contribute to the public welfare, and make positive contributions to the rapid economic and social development of the hometown of the overseas Chinese in Guangdong. So yeah, Guangdong, generally, if you meet Chinese people overseas, there is a really, really good chance that they will be from the Guangdong area. From what I've heard, Guangdong people, and probably what's the next province over? Fujian? The province to the east of Guangdong. Apparently they are very well known for travelling. Model aeroplane down here. What is that? Central Air Transport. The uprising of the two airlines. So started in 1949, so directly after the Chinese Revolution. 1964, the atomic bomb exploded in 1964. So that must be their first. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it was atomic bombs. I'm not a fan. It would be nice if we didn't have them, but then by the same token, I do think they did a lot keeping the peace during the Cold War, because no one was going to win that one. Wow, so all the military rocket stuff. And all these guys pictured here must be all famous scientists. Li Jiqiong, 1905 to 2011. Wow, he lived a while. A native of Taishan, a Master of Sociology at the University of Southern California, renowned sociologist, jurist, educator, co-founder and distinguished leader of the China Association for Promoting Democracy, and a close friend of the Communist Party of China. Wow, this is a really, really good museum. I don't sort of want to linger too long, or the video is going to be really, really long. So we're going to keep moving around because there's so much to see. Sun Yat-sen, 1866 to 1925. Can we see who this is? So in modern times, China has been poor and weak. It has been repeatedly invaded and abused by great powers, and overseas Chinese and ethnic Chinese have been discriminated against overseas. Overthrowing the imperial system and realizing the republic is the common aspiration of many overseas Chinese and ethnic Chinese. Yeah, I've heard a bit about the building of the railway in America, the cross-country railway, and I can't remember. I think it was the Irish did a lot of the eastern side of the states, and the western side was all built by Chinese, imported Chinese, and yeah, they were both the Chinese and the Irish treated incredibly badly. So now we're into the anti-Japanese, so World War II sort of period. Don't buy goods made in Japan. Okay, so direct participation in war from 1931 to 45. More than 20,000 overseas Chinese in the United States and more than 500 in Canada joined the armed forces sent to fight in various battlefields. And here we have some of the gear that they would have been fighting in. So old army jacket. Look at the old pilot's helmet. That's amazing. Oh, the Flying Tigers. So August 1941, Colonel Claire Chennault of the United States Army Air Force was entrusted by the nationalist government to form the Voluntary Aviation Brigade of the Chinese Air Force, assisted by the US, commonly known as the Flying Tigers. In 1943, it was reorganized as the 14th Air Force. More than 1,000 pilots were overseas Chinese from the United States and Canada, accounting for 1/3 of the officers. 90% of these overseas Chinese were from Wuyi County in Jiangmen, so good proportion. There is a really, really good museum, I'm told, somewhere dedicated to the Flying Tigers, and it's something I really, really want to go and see. For those of you of my generation who maybe used to watch, what was the TV program? The Black Sheep Squadron. The leader of that squadron, Paddy Boyington, he was actually one of the Flying Tigers before he went back to join the Marines and fight for the Americans in World War II in the Pacific. He was a bit of a troubled man by all accounts. Okay, so Fred Gong, a Chinese-American Air Force soldier, middle in the front row, served in the Mediterranean battlefield during World War II as the chief bomber of a B-17 Flying Fortress, won the Distinguished Flight Medal and the Aviation Medal 4 times. Well done, son. Hazel Ying Lee, whose parents were from Taishan, an American pilot. Wow, so yeah, the Chinese had quite a big influence. Now, this looks like Australians. It is. Photo of Land and his son in a military camp in 1940. Land was the first Chinese soldier to join the Australian Army. Cool. 2 daughters and 1 son from the overseas Chinese Liang family in Australia were drafted into the Army. Oh wow, so we've got an Australian connection here as well. Oh, I'm impressed. It's something I would never have known about. That, yeah, overseas Chinese involved in the Australian Army. I'm really, really cool. And here is all this talk of military. Here's what we should all be doing. Cherish peace. I couldn't put it any better. As much as I love reading about, especially this World War II stuff, I'm a big, big fan of reading and the history of World War II. But yeah, I don't really want to be seeing another war. They're not nice things. Okay, we're going to head down to our next level down here now and see what else we've got down here. Wow, we've got a big crowd of people heading in. Big, big crowd. We must have tour buses or something coming in. This is a really, really good museum. I am really, really impressed. Very, very impressed. Okay, so I think we're going to head around to the left here. Okay, rest area. Baby care restrooms. Okay, no, we're not going to head that way. I don't think. Okay, so rest area here. We've got drinks and stuff for sale. Restrooms on our right. Okay, no, we're not heading this way. We're heading back out through to the other side. Such an impressive, just that third floor on its own is really, really impressive. And we've only just started. We've still got all this stuff on the ground floor. So in here, entrance of exhibition hall. Okay, so we're going to be really busy through here, but so this is a guided tour, so we might try and jump in front of these guys. So over on our right here, we have a big map up on the wall here, showing all the different places that Chinese emigrated to. Looks like we have a model of some form of boat. We're going to try and jump in front of this tour group so that we're not going to be held up too much. Oh, we've got tour groups all the way through. Okay, so we're going to wander through this fairly quickly. So here we have people traveling, getting ready to get on boats. So we have a folk song here. Golden Mountain became our dreamland in 1832. How far is the treasure land? A long and hard way. Poling a boat crossing the sea, leaving the women at home for money. How can I stop missing my children? How can I stop missing my parents? So, doesn't sound like much of a song when you listen to it in English, but I'm sure the original Chinese gives a much more rhyming type of thing. So here we are, Chinese people spreading out all over the world. That depicts it pretty well. Okay, innovating mining technology. Tin mining process. Okay, so we're going to keep wandering this so that we can keep well ahead of those tour groups. Oh wow, look at these dioramas up here. So we have an interactive, jigsaw puzzle here. Young girl putting together a jigsaw puzzle. That's pretty cool. So here is the railway. That was the Transcontinental Railway in America. So that was Chicago over in the end of the blue, I think, going right over to California. And yeah, all the red section over here was all the Chinese section. Pacific Railway Act signed by President Lincoln in 1862. It was a very, very big project. And it's pretty sad that the Chinese did all the work on the western end and then were just treated terribly once they finished working. Probably treated pretty terribly while they were working. Donner Peak Tunnel. So you see all the tools that they would have used to tunnel their way through. It's pretty amazing. You know, no technology to help them out back then. It was just muscle power. Look at this gate up here. Huimei fashion store. So wow, this is a place I am actually going to have to come back to another time. Kaiping Dialu and villages was inscribed on the World Cultural Heritage List on June 28, 2007. So we'll have to find it. Yeah, we're going to have to come back. Going to have to do another visit to Jiangmen because I would actually like to spend all day here and just check, go through and read all these things. When we first started, I was thinking there was very, very little English language stuff anywhere, but we quickly came across just about everything here has English underneath it. So, oh wow, we have an old railway carriage here. Train engines coming out of the wall. And then we've got the actual railway line down under glass. You can walk over here. Let's jump up, have a look inside this carriage. So we have, hello, we have all seating in here. That looks pretty cool. Oh, and then we've got on the other side, actually got videos playing along here as if the train's actually scooting along. That's really cool. That's well done. Very, very well done. I'm blown away. This is a really, really good museum. I'm very, very impressed. We've got the railway tracks down here again. Walk over these.
Bye-bye.
Oh, so an old firefighting wheeled pump thing. Have we got a name there? What of? No. Okay, now we're through this way. So yeah, all of these signs now have English underneath. So if you're in this area, you'd want to come and spend at least a few hours in here. Oh, Chinese newspapers. So Chinese commercial news, Guangwan Po, China Daily, The Young China, stock certificate for overseas Chinese Daily News Limited in 1913. An old printing press, typewriters. Oh, the old typeset stuff. Wow. An old classroom in here. Also got an old organ down in the corner. And then desks with computer screens built in so we can play around with these. Not sure what these do. Okay, I can't follow the rules there. So in here then we have a consolidated benevolent association. The Chinese Association of Cape Town, South Africa, 1904. Aruba. New Chinese Association, Suriname Chinese, Cuban Chinese, Venezuelan. So we can see we've got all over Jamaica, Victoria, Canada, Vancouver, Canada, Brunei, Singapore. So yeah, Chinese people all over the world. San Diego, Venezuela, San Francisco. Very, very impressive. Have a shop front on our right. And then look at this on our left here. This is really cool. And here we have a bit about the lion dance stuff and the dragon boats. Kung Fu Club in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Toronto, Canada. Bendigo, Australia. So, dragon dance in Melbourne, Chinatown at the end of the 19th century. Wow, cool. Dragon dance in Bendigo, Melbourne, Australia, 1937. Wow, I might have to do some research in my own time, learn a bit more about the Chinese in Australia. Okay, we've got one in Cuba, New York, Jiangmen, Manhattan, San Francisco, Panama again. Chinese folk customs. Overseas Chinese brought with them customs such as Chinese dragon and lion traditions, the 24 solar terms, and various gods and worship ceremonies. The practice of these customs often took place in Chinatown and gave some comfort to homesick Chinese. I can imagine it would. Wow. Well, I think, okay, we're back into the rail construction area. So I think that's the end of this museum. We've done the trip in what? Half an hour, just over half an hour. But realistically, you want to come and spend 2, probably 3 hours here. It is a absolutely spectacular museum. Really, really good. And try and find my way back out of here again. It's, yes, well worth the time, well worth a visit. It is absolutely spectacular. I would probably say get here early, because I would imagine pretty much every day is going to have these big tourist groups through. I think this will be quite a significant spot for tourists who are in this area. Okay, here we have, just before we go out of here, migration is a universal phenomenon in human society. It has a unique significance in promoting economic development, social progress, national integration, mutual learning among civilizations, and even building a community of shared future for mankind. The history of Chinese overseas migration is an important part of the history of international migration, and Guangdong, especially Jiangmen, plays a very important role in the history of Chinese overseas migration. And there's a lot more written here. We won't go through all of it, but that's amazing. We'll get our way back outside here. And then we're going to go have a look around some of the other grounds out here. Just have a look around the square out to the left of the museum here. And give you a look around there. But as we're walking out of here, I'll just tell you a story. So when I first came to China, so I came here in April of 2017. In the October of 2016, Frankel from our school actually came by. I met Frankel, we talked a lot, and he ended up inviting me to come and work. So I came to China, and then about a year after I arrived, maybe not even a year, Frankel took another trip back to Australia, but this time, so when he met me, he actually had a conference, teaching conference in Perth, and he came down to visit Albany after he sort of finished there for the weekend. You know, he was only here for a couple of days, but he came back after I'd come to China. He came back, went back to Australia, and he took his wife and his parents, and that was just a holiday, no work or anything. And they'd been there apparently a few days or something, back in my hometown. And eventually, Frankel's dad, he wanted Chinese food. So, you know, they'd probably been eating whatever my mother cooks, or all that sort of stuff, you know, local takeaway stuff, which is not very Chinese. So Frankel's dad was, I think, a bit sick of the food. He wanted something from home. So I said, right, we'll take you out to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. So they go to the Chinese restaurant, and correct me on this story if I'm wrong, those who know the story. Frankel would know the story, my mother would know the story. But they go to this restaurant. But of course the menu is all in English. So Frankel's dad's got no idea what he's ordering. Sort of the opposite of what I am here. I look at a menu here and go, I don't know. So the waitress said, right, come back into the kitchen. You can talk to the cook, tell him what you want. You know, these are Chinese people, so they're talking Chinese, you know, they can understand each other. Go back into the kitchen, talk to the cook. He can tell you, you can tell him exactly what you want, and he'll go away and cook it up for you. So Frankel's dad, off into the kitchen, everyone else at the table, chatting away, blah-de-blah. And they're sort of chatting away for quite a while, and suddenly they sort of think, shit, where's Dad? He hasn't come back. So they go looking for him. He's in the kitchen. And so going back, Frankel's dad used to run the shipping up and down the river in Jiangmen. And he's got talking to this cook. And this cook comes from, I don't know exactly where he's from, it might be here. But he, when Frankel's dad was doing this shipping, driving these ships up and down the river, he used to do business with the father of this cook. The cook was a young boy back when Frankel's dad was doing the shipping. Probably haven't seen each other for 30 or 40 years, and then run into each other in my bloody hometown back in Australia. It was unbelievable. But yeah, like I say, if you run into overseas Chinese, chances are they are from this region. So Jiangmen for one, Guangdong, and I can't remember the name of the next bloody province over. I think it's Fujian. And southern part of China especially. Look at this gate here behind us. This is really nice. Absolutely beautiful. And then over on our left over here, we have, this is the art gallery. We're probably not going to go for a look through in there. We might just go and have a look at the entrance. And then over the other side, over this way, we have the cultural centre, which didn't look like it was open anyway. That's probably some kind of concert hall or something for concerts, maybe traditional Chinese opera or some sort of theatre. I'm not entirely sure. But actually it looks like there's quite a few people coming out of this place as well. So we have 5th anniversary of Jiangmen art season coming up. That is, where were the dates? 7th of July till September 9. We have here all the different events happening. We're not going to get back for that. We're going to be off doing other things, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on here. It's a really, really nice area. If you are coming to China, I can't recommend Jiangmen highly enough on what I've seen so far. Really, really good spot. Lots of really cool stuff to see. We're not far from, you know, Guangzhou and Shenzhen and all them other big places. So, you know, if you're visiting one of those bigger places, it's not hard to get down here for a few days. Get away from the really, really busy places and come and visit this place after you've finished visiting Jiangmen, of course. But we're going to finish up there because we're going to head now down towards where the English Corner meeting is going to be. There's a park and a lake there. We're going to go and take you for a walk around before the English Corner meeting. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of the museum. If you have, hit that like button, share with friends, subscribe to the channel. We've still got more stuff that we're going to be seeing here over the next day and a half. Yeah, any questions, comments about the museum over here? Hit us up in the down there in the comment section. If there's anything you would like to learn about life here in China, in Guangdong, in Jiangmen particularly, but anywhere in general, I'll go away and do the research, make your video, help you learn what you want to learn. But for now, I am going to go and find a cold drink somewhere, sit down and chill out for a little while before we make our way to the area for the English Corner this afternoon. So again, thanks for watching, stay safe, and we will see you all in the next one. Cheers.